take smaller risks. The successful trading career is not built overnight. So just a quick success, massive profits, that is just a fantasy. Rome was not built in one day. Take it one trade at a time, go slow, don't over trade, don't over risk, and have a stop loss for every single trade, and then no revenge trading. And, set a goal, have your own strategy, go slowly, slow and steady wins the race.
So hi guys, thank you very much for joining us today. We have one of our funded traders who is absolutely killing it at the moment. Jorge, thank you very much for joining us today. How's everything going?
Pretty good.
Amazing. So we were just obviously pulling up your accounts here, and you mentioned you've withdrawn around about $10,000 from your funded accounts. I just want to pick your brain a little bit and find out why you got into trading, how you got through all of the hard times of trading, which we all have to do because everybody knows trading is not an easy thing. It's very difficult. And you've gone through the typical boom and bust moments, and you've gone through and finally got to the place where you're withdrawing good profits from a funded account. So first of all, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, about your background, and we'll go in and find all the little intricate details that made you the trader that you are today.
Thank you so much. I'm actually originally from India and been here in New York for a little over 25 years. And I'm a doctor by profession and by training. And this is something that I do out of interest. I do part-time. So I got into the markets, in the beginning, that was just, it was a horror story. I got into the binary options thing.
Wow,
from
tough start.
From 2015 to 2017, I did the binary options. Lost a lot of money and got scammed in many of those overseas companies. And then in 2017, a close friend of mine who was doing forex, he advised me to come into forex. So I did that. So started trading in 2017 in forex. Did that until 2021. Just was learning strategies, learning the fundamentals, learning the technicals, ups and downs. Not a whole lot of profit making, mostly losing. That's how it was. And then in 2021, at some point, I got started with two other firms, initially with FTMO, because of the 30-day limit. Account was, I wasn't able to make it through. And then I did with the My Forex funds for some time. Same situation because of the 30-day rule. That was a problem. Somewhere also, I was over risking. That was the main problem, and moving the stop losses, things like that. That didn't help. Then in December 2022, I came to 5ers.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's by far one of the best things that happened to me, I would say. And since that time, I have actually I traded mostly Bootcamp. And Bootcamp, I don't know, I failed a number of times Bootcamp, mainly because of over trading, over risking, moving the stop loss, always thinking that the trade is going to turn around, like that.
Yep.
So then, so that's just been the thing. So until about, I would say, January of this year, that was the story. December, I started these accounts one in December, one in January, I believe. And then, I changed some of these strategies. I decided that I will take small profits. I will cut losses early, but I'm not going to just trade every pair. I'm going to be selective about it. So I don't trade gold, silver, indices, nothing like that. I stay away from major news like that, So it's a journey.
That's amazing. So at the moment, you're primarily actually trading pound. Like you're only trading you're trading pounds, you're trading USD yen, but you're sticking to very specific pairs. So you're not going all over. I see that throughout all of your history, you're sticking to one pair, and you're quite aggressive actually. You're going in, you're adding to positions, and you're going for those smaller profits, which is very interesting to see. How different is this strategy compared to the one that you were losing on before? Because obviously you've gone through a transition. I want to understand what transition you went through and what's different from what you're doing now to what you did before.
Okay, so the main transition is to make changes, small changes. Number one, was I decided to put a stop loss. That's one thing that I learned.
That's important. Yeah.
That's one thing I learned from Fivers. Once when I was doing a bootcamp account, I passed stage one, I passed the stage two, and then I was pretty close to just about $2,000 away from passing the 250K phase three, and I
Hmm.
forgot to put the stop loss on 5 trades, and I was terminated. That was a year ago, right? So
Hmm.
with that, I learned my lesson. Because
Hmm.
I was so close to making it, but then from there onwards, it was a good lesson, and so from that time onwards, I decided to put stop loss on every trade. That's one. Second thing, deciding to cut the losses early. If the trade is going against me, not hoping that it's going to turn around, that is something that I decided not to do. Third thing, if there's a major news, right? That's another rules that is in place for the high stakes account. I think that's a good one. So to me, you don't have to trade all the pairs. That's another thing that I did. I'm not just looking around checking 20 pairs. I just stay with just 3 or 4 max, mainly three: USD
Yep.
CHF, GBP USD, Euro USD, and AUD USD, like that. Just 3, 4 pairs, small profits, exit early, have stop losses. Over risking, I've just even now I'm just at times I'm a high risk trader, but I get out early.
Yeah, fair enough. You're a little bit like a scalper. You're basically scalping with lots of different positions by the way that it looks to me. One thing that is quite difficult for scalpers as well is a big thing is their commissions. Now, because you trade so much in your old accounts, you had a lot of commissions. You paid in some accounts even upwards of thousands in commissions. You made good money, but do you take that into account when you're with this strategy? Just it's just a part of business, and I don't know. I'm looking at it, and it's a lot of commissions, a lot of trades. So I'm just wondering if you did that intentionally, or you just don't think about that because that's just a part of the business.
It is just it's something psychological. That's something that I'm used to for a while. So so when you're making profit, right? In the overall picture, in the big picture, I just ignore it, and move on. So to me, commissions, like if you're making $100, right? Or if somebody's taking $5, $7, okay, I'm doing business, they're doing business. That's all right.
Yeah, just the way it works, just the way the world works. Fantastic. What kind of resources did you use to kind of find your feet a little bit?
See, I read the market, the fundamental news quite a bit. I am part of FX Live Premium Group,
Okay.
so I do get to interact with a lot of good and smart traders. And
Hmm.
then I just read the news, so I do a lot of fundamental analysis, and then technicals also. I'm mostly a price action based trader. Order blocks, Fibonacci,
Yep.
moving average crosses, support resistance, supply, all that stuff I take into account and just overall make an assessment about one currency pair at a given time, and then and trade on it. So education material mostly, the smart money concepts from YouTube. That is one thing that I've used. I have not been part of their courses, but I watched a lot of the videos. And then I watched a lot of successful traders, including fivers too. A lot of strategies out there on YouTube. I watched quite a bit of that, and constantly, you keep on learning. You never stop learning, and you learn from your. The biggest learning part is learning from your own mistakes and try to see what went wrong. So I watch tons of videos on YouTube, and then read extensively on the market. Yeah, and make an assessment and just narrow it down to one currency pair at a given time and focus on it.
What kind of tips do you have for a trader that went through or was going through that boom and bust moments and they want to get to the point where they're withdrawing upwards of 10,000 to 20,000 in their funded accounts? What would you say to that person that's got that goal and wants to get funded, but they're currently struggling? What's your tips on that?
My advice is to take smaller risks. The successful trading career is not built overnight. So, just a quick success, massive profits, that is just a fantasy. Rome was not built in one day. Take it one trade at a time, go slow, don't over trade, don't over risk, and have a stop loss for every single trade. And then trying to just make a killing by trading like major news events. You may get it right, you may get it wrong. And when you get it wrong, it may blow off your account. So measured risk, small profits, and then no revenge trading, stop losses, and, set a goal, have your own strategy, go slowly, slow and steady wins the race.
Amazing advice. Thank you very much for joining me today and giving some insights into your world of trading. And I hope you continue to show success and you grow the accounts, as I can see that you're already doing now. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.